And we're ready for action here at Veterans Stadium as Ryan Thompson steps in. Danny Jackson's first pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. Thompson, Bogar, and Murray here in the first inning to replace Jackson. 88 degrees here at game time on a warm, humid evening at Veterans Stadium. A little bit of a breeze blowing. Jackson's next pitch is high. Jackson 6-3 lifetime against the New York Mets in 15 games with a 2.08 earned run average. He is 1-0 against them this year in 2 starts. To Stocker on a big hop, throws, got him, one away.
Another nice play by Stocker.
And here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup. New York Mets managed by Dallas Green. Ryan Thompson, that was Green before he went to New York, and there he is after he went there. And there you see the lineups. Kevin Baez will be the shortstop, and Bobby Jones, the rookie, will be the pitcher. Larry talked about him in the pregame show, and Jay and I mentioned him briefly. Tim Bogar, a late addition to the lineup. Jeff Kent had to be scratched with a sore side, so Bogar, normally a shortstop, is playing second base.
There's the Phillies defense for Jim Fragosi's first place team. All the regulars are in there, and Jackson on the mound.
Bogar moves in to play second. Kevin Baez is the shortstop. Fly ball left center field. Lenny Dykstra to his right says he has it and does. 2 away.
Looks like Kim Batiste will be able to have a few games. I guess it's day-to-day for Hollins, isn't it?
Day-to-day for Hollins with a sore thumb. There's Danny Jackson, the overall numbers on him. Danny's making his first appearance since July the 31st. He had trouble with his side after that game. He pitched a complete game against the Pirates. His other complete game was against these New York Mets. Eddie Murray, the batter. Murray with 18 homers, 75 runs batted in. And Danny's pitch misses. Jackson pitched that shutout at New York on June the 12th, beating New York 3-0. He had a no decision on May the 26th. He had that game won, really, but the Phillies blew it in the 9th inning. Popped up foul, third base side. It will go out of play. Umpires. Delaware County's very own Jerry Crawford behind the plate. Phil Cuzzy is at first base. Brian Gorman, the second base umpire, and at third, Steve Ripley. One ball and one strike. Danny Jackson, now 31 years of age. He's a 6-foot, 205-pounder. Back through the middle and a base hit for Eddie Murray. There are some Mets fans here. A couple years ago, it sounded like a Mets crowd when the Mets were going good. Not quite the same now.
Oh, they have really struggled. Jackson made a pretty good pitch on Murray. Watch the location. The ball is down and away, but Murray, very strong from the right side, just went down and just grounded it right back up the middle.
Mets 34.5 games behind the Phillies coming into play tonight. An unbelievably horrible season for them as Bonilla steps in. And Bobby takes it high. Bonilla's having a good year. 26 homers, 69 runs batted in. Hit 2 home runs in the ball game last night, both off Terry Mulholland.
You know, Chris, you look at him coming over to the Mets last year. It's really taken him almost an entire year from last year at this time to adjust to playing in New York. Big difference in playing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and when you say playing in New York, you don't mean just playing on the field.
No, just dealing with the media, being in New York. It's a whole different scene up there as we take a look at how deep Bobby Bonilla is in the batter's box.
Wearing those turf shoes, not wearing spikes. And the pitch is swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike on Bonilla, who looked like he might have hurt his wrist then. He's taken a long walk. You know what it is? He has a bad left thumb. They talked about that last night, and they said he might not even bat right-handed last night. And he went and hit 2 home runs, and he might have hurt that thumb on the swing. See him shaking the left hand? He has a very sore left thumb. And the crowd's getting on him, which is kind of unfair, but they don't know that he has a bad thumb, I guess.
I wonder if Jerry Crawford knows that he has a bad thumb. Crawford looking at him like, where are you going?
Oh, you can tell he's in pain.
You know, the worst thing you can do as a hitter when you've got a problem with your hand or your wrist is swing and miss a ball. Because the follow-through is what really gets you.
Right. And last night it was amazing because they said they might not. Look, he's hurt. He's definitely having trouble, and it is his left hand. I think he's thinking about turning around and batting left-handed now. Bonilla is struggling with the thumb. Yep. Now he's going to go get the other helmet. See, he's going to get the helmet with the flap on the other side because he's going to bat left-handed.
Bat left-handed.
Yep.
Well, that's.
The crowd can't figure out what's going on here, and obviously, you know, that's understandable. And they're all over Bonilla. But we had learned last night that he was thinking about doing this, and then he amazed everybody, Jeff, by hitting those 2 bombs out the center.
Well, he made contact on that swing against Jackson. He didn't make contact, and the follow-through as the bat came all the way around behind him really bent that thumb back.
So he has less pain when he bats left-handed, so now he turns around and bats left-handed against Danny Jackson. You certainly don't see this too often, and obviously it's legal.
Well, he bats as deep in the batter's box left-handed as he does right-handed. Back foot right on the line.
Jackson gets it over. Bonilla thought he had a walk. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Bonilla with Eddie Murray on at first base. He'll be off on the pitch. There's that back foot behind the line. They rarely call a guy on that. Murray takes off, and Bonilla swings and misses. The crowd loves it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the first, no score.
Hazy sunshine this afternoon. High close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
When you work one job, grab a quick lunch, a quicker dinner, and move on to job number 2, how you gonna spell relief? That's a big relief you can feel, because Rolaids absorbs 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid to stop heartburn fast. So for millions, there's only one way to spell 100% relief. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup for the Phillies, managed by Jim Fregosi. Lenny Dykstra in center. Mariano Duncan at second. John Kruk, the first baseman. Darren Dalton moves into the cleanup spot tonight. Jim Eisenreich in right. Milt Thompson in left. Kim Batiste, the hero of last night's game. He's playing Dave Hollins out with a sore thumb. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop. Danny Jackson, the pitcher.
And for Dallas's Greens, Mets on the defense. Bobby Bonilla third, Kevin Baez at short, Tim Bogar at second, Eddie Murray at first, Dave Gallagher left, Ryan Thompson in center, Jeremy Burnitz right, Charlie O'Brien behind the plate, and the young 23-year-old right-hander Bobby Jones, the Californian, on the mound.
He's 6'10". He's a 210-pounder out of Fresno, California. The Mets picked him in what's known as a sandwich pick in the second round of the draft in June of 1991. He was 36 overall. He was picked between rounds 1 and 2, and the sandwich pick means they got a compensation pick that year, and that was because they had lost Darryl Strawberry as a free agent to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They selected this guy, who was a fine college pitcher of the year at Fresno State in 1991. That's the same college that produced the great Tom Seaver. He pitched there for 3 years, and the Fresno Ball Club was 5th in the College World Series in 1991. He pitched A ball in 91, was at Double-A last year, Triple-A this season, and making his major league debut tonight. Phillies saw him in spring training, pitched 2 innings against them, and he's not a hard thrower, but kind of a breaking ball type pitcher. There's Bonilla at third with the sore hand.
right about that. They've clocked his fastball around 86, 87, which really isn't overly fast, but he's got a slider that's almost like a cutter, kind of a tumbling curveball, and a very good changeup. And he utilized that changeup to set up his other pitches.
See Bobby Bonilla with that finger out of the glove on a pat. A lot of times that's because the guy has a bone bruise. He's been playing a lot of third base lately, too, has Bonilla. Lenny Dykstra up there takes strike one from Jones. Dykstra wanted to go up there and get a good look at this guy, if possible, see how many pitches he could make him throw. And Lenny does that better than anybody in the league. Dykstra coming into play tonight, leading the league in walks with 95 and runs with 106. Line drive center field. Thompson, a good running play, one down.
Pitch by Jones had a little bit of movement on it. It was running away from Lenny. You can see Lenny open up just a little bit as the ball ran towards the outside part of the plate, and he hit it a little bit off the bat. Otherwise, he might have hit it in the left field gap.
Mariano Duncan, the batter, had a 10-game hitting streak snap last night. During the streak, Duncan batted .348. He's hitting 23 out of his last 28 games. It's been so hot offensively that Fregosi has just left him in the lineup, and he has been the everyday second baseman. And Morandini has not been getting much playing time. Jones' next pitch misses. It's 2-0.
Well, when you got a guy that's hitting the ball, you got to go with him, you know, until he stops hitting.
Right, and it isn't if he's really been killing them with his defense either. There's a sinking fastball. Pretty good movement on that.
Everybody gets into a hot streak, and great guy in this club that goes from hot to cold to hot is a guy by the name of Pete Incaviglia. When you get a hitter in a hot streak, you got to play him.
Deep to left center field. Thompson's not going to get this one. In one, hops off the wall, and Mariano Duncan goes into second with a stand-up double for Duncan, number 15.
Mariano really got a hold of that one. Thompson trying to get the pitch inside, did not do it. And Duncan really unleashed on this one. Watch this pitch. You see Duncan just raise his arms, the ball right down the center of the plate. Hello. Well, that's a pitch that Jones really wanted more inside. He didn't get it.
John Kruk, fifth in the league in hitting at .336. Here he is just coming out of the dugout. Looked like he had to go back for another bat. There's National League on-base leaders. See Kruk right behind Bonds. Bonds, by the way, did not have any runs batted in today, so he is tied with Darren Daulton still, 87. Daulton on deck in the cleanup spot tonight with Hollins on the shelf. Duncan, the runner, at second base. One ball, no strikes to Kruk. Just underway here in the first inning on a lovely night at the Vet. And another big crowd coming in here. Strike called to Kruk. Phillies have drawn over 40,000 for 12 straight dates starting on July the 10th. Previous best at the Vet was 6 in a row in '78. That just gives you an idea how great the fans have been to this ball club this season. Ground ball to second. Bogar playing at second base, gobbles it up, throws him out. Duncan moves over to third, 2 away for Daulton.
Talk about how great the fans have been this season, Chris. 726,818 more fans have come into the stadium this year than last year.
As mentioned, Barry Bonds and Darren Daulton leading the league. Giants, by the way, lost today. They haven't lost much lately. Cubs beat them 3-2, 2-0 in the ninth. Giants tied it up, and the Cubs beat them in the bottom of the ninth. Jones is going to work from the stretch to Daulton, and the pitch is a sinker low and away. Happy birthday tonight, number 75, to Gus Erb, faithful follower of the Phillies for 60 years. Outside, and also a happy birthday to Willard Bogert, not Bogar, Willard Bogert of East Stroudsburg, 74. There's Duncan leading off third base.
Is he related to Humphrey?
Not even Tim Bogard. Fouled away right up off to our left and into the crowd. Dalton gets another rip, fouls one straight back. I would say that's pretty productive. Dalton signing that huge contract in spring training, and he certainly played up to it. Two and two to Darren. Breaking ball and a nice play by Charlie O'Brien to save a wild pitch and a run.
Everybody touts. There's Charlie O'Brien on this play here. We're talking about defense, and everybody touts Dalton's offensive ability, but Jim Fregosi says check out his defensive ability. Darren Dalton has thrown out 39% of the base runners that have tried to steal on him. Now the average is around 32 or 33%.
Ground ball. Murray is playing him over towards the hole. Looks for Jones. Got him by a stride. Phillies out on the first. No runs, one hit. No errors. They'll leave one. We're through one. There's no score.
Any professional painter will tell you that if you want results like these, you got to know the tricks of the trade. You got to ask Sherwin-Williams. Now, these are guys you can trust. They've got good paint, good price, good advice. Guaranteed. Want to know something? I didn't paint this house. The guy that lives there did. Hey, fella, nice job. This guy knows what the pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
There are lots of ways to have fun at a baseball game besides the game. Now, the games. The Phillies give Colorado a Rocky Mountain Low Monday, August 23rd and Tuesday the 24th at 7:35 and Wednesday the 25th at 12:35 in a business person special. Then Cincinnati turns red Friday, August 27th at 7:35, Saturday the 28th at 7:05, and Sunday the 29th at 1:35 when kids get a baseball jacket free. Call 463-1000.
Hello, everyone. If you love Italian food, you're going to love this company, Cento Italian Food Products. And by the way, they love the Phillies as much as you do, and they show up by donating $200 for every Philadelphia Phillies home run. Cento has a full quality line of Italian tomatoes, all-purpose crushed tomatoes, tomato puree, Italian peeled tomatoes. You name the tomato, they got it. Just check your grocer's shelf.
122 home runs for the Phillies this year. That's a lot of money donated by Cento, and really 6 weeks to go. Dave Gallagher will lead it off, followed by Charlie O'Brien and then Jeremy Burnitz. Andy Jackson deals low, ball one. Both teams with a hit, no score. We're in the second. Up the middle for a base hit, and the Mets have their second hit of the ball game. As Gallagher is a leadoff base runner for Charlie O'Brien. In the original lineup posted by Dallas Green tonight, O'Brien was batting second. But after they had to scratch Kent, they put O'Brien in Kent's spot and put Bogart in the two-hole. Charlie O'Brien and Todd Hundley, the catchers for the New York Mets. O'Brien, the veteran, spent a long time with Milwaukee before coming over here a couple years ago.
It seems like he has been around a long time, yet he's still only 31.
Good defensive catcher, never hit much.
You know, we talked about how much Dalton has improved as a catcher with his throwing arm. Charlie O'Brien, over his career, has thrown out 38.9% of the base runners that have tried to steal him. That's in his career. Now, remember, the average is around 32 or 33.
Another guy had a pretty good College World Series, just like his battery mate. Bobby Jones. Bryan 4 for 14 lifetime off Jackson. Hit and run, and it's a beauty. Gallagher will head for third. Eisenreich's throw is late. It hits the runner. O'Brien stays at first, and they have runners at the corners do the Mets with nobody out on a perfect hit and run single by Charlie O'Brien.
O'Brien got a pitch out with it, just drove it the opposite way. Duncan looking to set up the double play. Eisenreich makes a nice throw, but the slide by Gallagher, watch this, he slides right into the ball. Otherwise, Batiste might have had a chance to tag him. But the throw was right on the money by Eisenreich. Good throw. Stocker made a nice fake, but just as the slide goes, the throw hits him right in the side of the leg.
O'Brien, even though the ball bounced away, did not advance to second. Runners at the corners. Here is Burnett's young guy. They're trying to find out whether or not he can be an everyday player. 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in for Burnett's, who does have some power, runs pretty well. He batted .227 at AAA this year with 8 homers and 44 runs batted in. Ground ball to second. Duncan to Stocker for 1, back to first, safe. As I mentioned, he's a big guy but runs pretty well, and he beat it. And the Mets get a run out of it as Gallagher crosses home plate on the fielder's choice and lead it 1-0. That's RBI number 21 for Burnett.
You see the play by Duncan. Duncan really quickly got rid of the ball, and Stocker the same, but as Chris said, Burnett's with good speed.
Yeah, they did everything right that time. The guy just beat it.
Yes,
Ball was
right.
in the hole a little bit on Duncan, too.
I didn't realize Burnett's had that kind of speed.
We saw him in spring training in a game, and we're impressed by the way he could run for his size. Guy's supposed to be a power hitter eventually. This is Kevin Baez, the shortstop. Baez is the guy who committed the costly error in the 9th inning last night. Bounced the throw past Gallagher at first. Actually, he bounced it. Gallagher knocked it away down the line. Tying run scored, and then Kim Batiste put in a charge into one and set this place crazy. Boy, was it loud here.
I bet you did have some fun with that one.
It was great.
What's that, the 3rd game this year the Phillies have won with a grand slam?
And they hit 7 of them. Little looper right at the second baseman, Duncan, as Baez was really jammed. That's his 2nd out of the inning, and Bobby Jones will come up for his first major league at bat.
Number 28, pitcher Bobby Jones.
They do use the designated hitter sometimes, and then when they play, say they're playing Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and then a lot of times then they'll use let the pitcher hit. So you see what he did at Norfolk. Playing, oh, look out. Wow. My goodness. Boy, that scattered him in the Phillies dugout. That was a little late.
A little?
I hope that didn't hit anybody. There goes the mask. That's probably Ricky Jordan. Every time that happens after he got that broken jaw, he puts a mask on. Wes Chamberlain's getting ready. Pratt's getting ready just in case. And he takes that one 1-1. Ricky says, if you're going to hit me, it's going to get the mask.
With Ricky's luck, it probably hit the back of the dugout and come back and hit him in the back of the head.
Needless to say, Eisenreich is pulled over near the line and is shallow and right. As you look at the Phillies bench, real shallow and way over. And Jackson upset at himself because he's gone 2-1 on a guy that looked like he was swinging underwater on that first swing. Jackson trying to collect himself. 2-1 on Bobby Jones. Hit that ball pretty hard. Nice play by Duncan. Threw him out. Mets pick up a run in the inning. A run, 2 hits, no errors. They'll lead 1-0 New York.
The other day, these guys came to me and said, Kirby, how'd you like to be in a cross-training commercial for Nike? You wear the shoes, right? We could come film your workout. So I say to them, let me get this straight. You want to make a 3-hour commercial?
When good just isn't good enough.
Well, looks like you got a new pride and joy.
Well, it's not exactly new, but it's new to me.
And I see you're putting in super premium.
You bet. I saved every dollar I made for 2 years to buy this, so I'm giving it nothing but the best.
Nice car.
See what I mean?
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
I work Saturdays and Sundays. It's not a job. It's a dedication. I don't think you can teach someone to tune. You just got to practice until it's natural, just like breathing. There seems something mystic about it. So much beauty comes out of music.
Mellon PSFS, you're why we do our very best.
It's the last business person special of the year. Wednesday, August 25th at 12:35. The Phillies play the Rockies, and all fans get a handsome poster featuring all the Phillies pitchers' compliments of Mellon PSFS. Call 463-1000 now.
Tomorrow afternoon is Road Jersey Day. These New York Mets will be here, and it's a great new gift for kids 14 and under. That gray shirt looks just like the Phil's road jersey, including the logo in Phillies red. Compliments of Gatorade. So come on out. You can still order your tickets by calling 463-1000. We'll see you out here at the ballpark. Final game of this homestand. Final visit to the vet this year for the New York Mets. Game time is 1:35. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Jim Eisenreich will lead it off, followed by Milt Thompson and Kim Baptiste. Eisenreich takes a strike call. Jim batting at .327. He's hitting 18 out of his last 21 starts at a .337 clip. So far, Jones has thrown a lot of sinkers and occasional breaking ball. And the count is 1-1.
One thing you know about Eisenreich, he's going to make contact. He doesn't strike out much. Only 20 strikeouts on the year and 260-odd plate appearances.
Bobby Jones last year, Eastern League Player of the Year, with a 12-4 record and a 1.88 earned run average, which led the league. Also 4 shutouts led the league. He pitched at Binghamton. Murray playing way off the line again, leads Jones, got Eisenreich, 1 out. And he is throwing some ground balls, which is what Jones is supposed to do with that sinker ball.
See a good picture of Eddie Murray. That has got a heck of a shot at going right into the Hall of Fame when his career is done.
Milt Thompson, the batter. Milt batting .256. Milt Thompson and Pete Incaviglia combined for 23 homers, 24 doubles, 100 runs batted in. They're batting .325 with runners in scoring position. What a platoon that has been, and it hasn't been a strict platoon, really.
No.
Because Jim Fergosi's kind of mixed and matched with them, but both these guys have had tremendous seasons for the Phillies. And the situation in right field with Eisenreich and Chamberlain has also been a good one.
He might be hard-pressed to find a left fielder of any team that has those kind of numbers.
Yeah, even Bonds. Popped up foul third base side. Bonilla has a play near the stands and grabs it, 2 down.
Happy birthday to Marie Hyman, South Philly. She's 69. Betty Cooper, Phoenixville, 65. Matt Sipley of Ridley Park, 73. And Merlin Erb of Bechtelsville, 75 years old. Happy birthday to all you people from prison.
Nice hand for Kim Baptiste. We got the party started last night with that grand slam home run, 2 outs in the 9th inning. First grand slam he's hit at any level. He said Little League, Babe Ruth, whatever league he's ever played in, he never hit a grand slam home run until the big leagues last night, and he won a ball game with it.
Well, what better time to hit it?
Fastball high, ball on a strike.
See Charlie O'Brien taking one right off the mast. As we mentioned before, O'Brien, a very good defensive catcher.
Tap to third. Bonilla, long throw, and he got it. Phillies gone in order in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave nobody on base. The Mets lead it 1-0.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
Marie had a hunger to feed on the evil.
You want a ride? You got one.
Michelle's a gangster.
Call me Sal.
Who's out to take over the city.
I call you.
Sorry.
Now, the undead. And the undercover
You are under arrest.
are teaming up.
Michelle's not dead, is he?
Under my
Innocent blood.
It's a really good-looking Phillies road jersey, free for kids 14 and under, compliments of Gatorade. When the Phillies play the Mets Sunday, August 15th at 1:35, get a free new jersey when the Phillies play New York. Call 463-1000.
Well, Business Person Special number 5, the last one of the year, is coming up on Wednesday, August the 25th at 12:35, when those Colorado Rockies will be in town. And this day's compliments of Mellon PSFS. You'll get a poster that day of the Phillies pitching staff. So call for your tickets, 463-1000. If you're downtown, go by the Center City ticket office. It's located at Mellon PSFS, Broad and Chestnut Streets. To the top of the lineup for the Mets, and that's Ryan Thompson. He led off the game by grounding out to shortstop. Thompson batting at .241, another young player that New York is hoping will come on and take over a regular job. Thompson at AAA this year batted .259 in 60 games with 12 homers and 34 runs batted in. Ryan Thompson coming over with Jeff Kent in the deal last year with Toronto for David Cone. Beaten foul third base side, 1-2.
Well, all through his young career, he's shown a penchant for winning. He played on championship teams, Chris, in Little League, Pony League, American Legion ball, high school ball.
He can go get him in the outfield. They just don't know if he's going to hit.
He was voted the most popular student as a senior in high school.
Oh. Danny Jackson robbed him of a base hit. 1 out.
Well, he almost wasn't too popular with Danny Jackson, because on this pitch right here, Ryan Thompson got a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and Jackson was just able to get his glove up.
Happy birthday tonight to a great Phillies fan, Ruth Strunk from Hazleton. She's 65 today, and we understand that she takes her radio and earplug along when she plays bingo. I hope she doesn't miss a winner.
Hope she wins.
And watches the games on television on Prism, so happy birthday to you, Ruth. We got a nice letter from your daughter Kathy. Tim Bogar hit a fly ball to Lenny Dykstra his first time at bat. Bogar 0 for 1, batting at .229. He's been fielding well for the Mets, but not hitting much. So they've been giving Baez a chance to play shortstop the last 2 games, and Bogar's at second tonight for the injured Kent.
Well, one thing about Bogar is the fact that he's very versatile. He's able to play all 4 of the infield positions. He did that in Tidewater last year, so Dallas Green has a chance to use him anywhere in the infield and not feel too bad about it.
There's Dallas. He's had a lot of laughs this summer.
Wow. Yeah, what was his quote a week ago? This team looks like it was made up like a rotisserie team. Woo.
Foul back.
It's tough when you got to come in under circumstances like this. I'm sure, as we talked about earlier, there'll probably be a lot of changes with this ball club, Chris.
Well, not only have they had a terrible year, Jay, on the field, but they, it's been like P.T. Barnum off the field.
Oh,
too.
no kidding.
A lot of distractions. Fly ball right field and deep. Long run Eisenreich. This ball is off the top of the wall. Eisenreich gets it back in, and Tim Bogar just misses an opposite field home run. Bogar has 1 home run on the year. That's his 12th double.
Well, they've mentioned that he's got good alley power. In fact, in the International League last year, he was 5th in the league with doubles, and you can see where this one hits right about a foot from the top of the wall. Eisenreich does a good job of not letting it get over his head. Otherwise, it'd have been a triple.
And Eddie Murray, the batter.
I would think, Chris, that Jackson would want to tie up Murray inside. Right-handed. Murray likes the ball out over the plate, and if it's down and out over the plate, he's strong enough to just hit the ball on the ground as he did in his last bat and drive it up the middle.
They're really playing him to pull, too, in the infield, not as much in the outfield. They have Stocker way over, and there you see Duncan. Duncan is in charge right now to try and keep the base runner a little bit close, and you see Dykstra shading him a little bit to right center. One of those, he pulls it on the ground, hits it in the air the other way from the side.
Check Eisenreich. Eisenreich playing him like he's a left-handed pull hitter in right field.
He went on that. Jerry Crawford got him on a breaking ball. That's a ball and a strike on Murray with Bonilla on deck. 21st on the all-time home run list. Next in line for him is Dave Kingman.
His contract is up at the end of this year for the Mets. It's there's some question whether the Mets would want to retain Eddie's services next year, so he might be on the free agent market.
I would think he'll be out there. One ball, one strike to Murray, grounded towards short. Stocker takes a peek at Bogar and then throws the first. That's a very similar play to the one the other day in the business person special, where Stocker got caught in between looking at the runner going to third and made an error.
And that took a very funny hop on him too. You notice the ball came up and he had to catch it in the midsection. Murray, very strong from the right side, hits the ball with a lot of overspin. Watch how this ball came up. Stocker gloved it.
He took a peek. But he caught it before he took the peek. It helps. Yeah. Here's Bonilla. He's going to bat left-handed again with the bad thumb. He struck out his first time up and off the end of the bat, and Batiste almost got to that.
He's a little bit late on that one, but I can understand that. The guy's a switch hitter, so he knows how to hit from the left side, and if the thumb bothers him that much to bat right-handed, go over and bat from the left side. You can see there he's got a little piece of styrofoam on that thumb to help cushion the shock from the ball hitting the bat.
They want to go fastball away to him. And it's high. Kevin Stocker making that good play, and what a job he's been doing for the Phillies since he came up. Stay tuned there for this half inning, because Larry Rosen will have a profile on him.
Well, you guys talked about that young kid in spring training, and when you saw him a few times, you didn't know how long it would take him to get here, but you guys had him coming here.
That's a fair ball. Kruk knocks it down. Jackson covers, and then the throw handcuffed him, and he was never able to maintain control, and Bogar scores. Kruk had the play, and then he gave Jackson a really tough throw, and Danny just couldn't control it.
I think John Kruk thought that Bonilla was running a lot harder than he really was, because once Kruk knocked the ball down, he did not have to hurry. You can see that he doesn't know where the runner is, and he quickly picked it up and fired it. See how far Bonilla, he isn't even in your picture yet. So John had a lot more time than he thought he did. He could have made a better throw. Bonilla must not have been running very hard down the line.
They'll give the error to Jackson, even though that was a really tough throw to handle. And it's 2-0 New York. Phillies were sloppy last night and almost cost them the game, and they're sloppy in this inning, as they should have been out of this one. Kruk made a terrific play, and as Jay said, hurried to throw that he didn't have to. And Bobby Bonilla on at first base. Of course, no RBI on the play. Dave Gallagher scored New York's first run in the second inning. Happy birthday tonight to Josh Redgrave of Ridley Park. We understand he's a big Phillies fan and watching the ball game tonight, so happy birthday to you, Josh. Hope you enjoy the game. And also happy birthday tonight to Mary Jane McQueen. It's her 70th.
Wow. I got one that's 82. Kate Stable from Trenton. Happy birthday to Kate, 82 years old.
That's very appropriate as Dave Gallagher stands in there, the Trenton native. Good timing. Now we're ready to go. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, the count was 3-1. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it must have been. Everybody's confused.
Yeah, everybody look at even
scoreboard.
Even the third base coach, Mike Cubbage, is coming down to check the count. He's counting on his fingers. Cubbage was the third base coach. Started to count on his fingers as he looked at the scoreboard. Everybody was fooled.
Yep. But he didn't even go down to second. He wanted to make sure.
Bonilla is still wondering about it.
So the Mets now have 2 men on with 2 outs and a run in to lead it 2-0 in the 3rd inning. That was walk number 1 issued by Jackson. He also has a strikeout. Charlie O'Brien takes strike 1. He had a perfect hit and run single in the hole to right his first time up. Fastball fouled straight back. 0-2 to Charlie O'Brien. And the base runners are Bobby Bonilla at second base and Dave Gallagher on at first. Bryan's hitting 6 out of his last 8 games. The 0-2 is hit into right center field. It's a lot of trouble. It's going to go all the way to the wall and score 2. These runs a runner, and they're on the board. Here goes O'Brien trying with 3, and they got a shot at him. He's out by a mile at third base. But Charlie O'Brien hits a hanging slider into right center, and the New York Mets have a 3-run inning. 3 runs on 2 hits, a costly error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and they lead it 4-0. And time now for Larry Rose's profile on shortstop Kevin Stocker.
Meet Kevin Stocker, whose play at shortstop has been a revelation and a major factor in the Phillies' ability to stay atop the East. Stocker is a product of the University of Washington, now 3,000 miles from home, but making a name as a Philadelphia Philly. His run through the minor leagues was swift, a 1991 second-round pick. It is his sound fundamental play which has fueled the rise and has always been the cornerstone of his game.
My family's always been a real athletic family, and my dad's always concentrated. He knew the basics, and that's what he taught, was the basics. And then when we got into college baseball, you know, I had an old-time coach from the old school was, hey, you know, catch the ball, throw the ball. I mean, it's that simple. That's how he made it. So the basics were important. And, you know, I don't like to go out there and show, but that's not my style. I want to go out there and just make the routine play. And if I make a nice play, then that's great, too. That's just a plus. But it's the routine plays that can often win or lose a game, and those are the ones that I try to make.
And here's that 0-2 pitch to O'Brien that causes the problems.
Yeah, you don't really want to get that hanging breaking ball down the center of the plate. 0-2. Jackson wanted that pitch more on the outside part of the plate. It broke right over the center. And O'Brien, who is not much of a hitter, has 2 hits on the night.
Good relay by Kevin Stocker to get him by plenty. 9-6-5 to end the inning. All 3 runs are unearned on the board. Just finished that profile on Kevin Stocker.
Well, there's a perfect way a relay should be handled by both the outfielder and the infielder. Outfielder gets the ball quickly, gets it chest high to his infielder, the cutoff man, who makes a perfect relay throw to the other infielder.
So the Phillies have their work cut out for them. They trail it by 4 here in the 3rd inning, and Kevin Stocker will lead it off, followed by Danny Jackson and Lenny Dykstra. Could have been out of that inning with nothing. Then the error allowed 1 run to score, and the 2-run double follows.
A little sloppy play tonight on the part of the Phillies early in the game.
Stocker batting .417 right-handed, .291 left-handed. Takes a fastball from Bobby Jones high. Named the Eastern League MVP at Binghamton last year, and the top prospect in the Eastern League by Baseball America. Two balls and no strikes on Stocker.
You know, you see a lot of these young pitchers come into the league now, Chris. They're all 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", 6'6". Kind of wonder where they're growing them.
He's a little leverage out there.
Wow, I guess so.
And he gets it over. 3-0. Stocker with a good at bat here, just trying to get on base. The Phillies need base runners and need to get something going. They haven't done much against Jones tonight. Just 1 hit so far. Duncan's 1-out double in the 1st inning. Fouled back, 3-2. This is what he did for 9 innings overall at Norfolk. Good walk strikeout ratio, as you see. The last game was at Toledo when he won 7-6, going 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. That was on August the 9th, prior to his call-up after Saberhagen went on the DL. Fouled away.
And that's the one thing that impressed Dallas Green about his statistics down in AAA is the fact that he does have good control and he doesn't walk many. The Mets pitchers have been plagued by the walk in a lot of games. It's hurt him a lot. We've seen how many times where the opposing pitchers have walked the Philly batter, and somewhere, and of course that game, that walk always comes back to haunt you and scores.
Stocker fouls it away in the 9th inning last night. A leadoff walk got that started for the Phillies. Deep right field. Burnett's a long run. This ball is against the wall, and Stocker's on his way to 3rd as it was bobbled out there by Burnett. And he stands up at 3rd base. We'll see how he scored. He had stopped at 2nd. They might give him an error on the play.
Well, whatever it is, a good piece of base running by Stocker, because as he got to 2nd base, he couldn't pick up the ball. And he did what a good base runner is supposed to do. He looked for his 3rd base coach, and Boa had him coming all the way. So you can see Burnett's right there. As he got the ball off the wall, he made a fine play. But then he tried to get out of the way of the center fielder, Thompson, and he dropped it.
So Stocker has an extra base hit. They have not scored it yet, whether it's a double or a triple. And they scored it a double and an error on the right fielder, which is what we saw.
That's the right call, because he did drop it. He had the ball, and he tried to sidestep Thompson.
And Stocker had stopped. But not stopped, but he had hesitated. Danny Jackson, the batter, with the infield all the way back. Mets have a 4-0 lead here in the 3rd as the Phillies are trying to get on the board. Jackson fouls it away right side. It'll go out of play. That double for Kevin Stocker, his 6th of the year. He has a triple and a homer. Hit his homer off Rod Beck, of all people. Danny Jackson's numbers: 4 for 45 on the year.
Yeah, with 25 strikeouts. So Manager Jim Fregosi would like to see him at least put the bat on the ball here.
Well, Bonilla's up at third. If he were to hit the ball to third, Stocker could not score. To the middle infielders, he's got a chance to go if he wants, and Murray also at first. Little humpback liner up the middle. Great play by the shortstop, and out at first is Jackson. Kevin Baez made a great play. Stocker scored. It's a 4-1 game now, but what a play by Baez.
Baez, after making that miscue last night that cost the Mets the game, watch his play. Really redeems himself with a diving stop here. Jackson running real good, and Baez just does get him. Look at this. Just by a half a step. Fine play by the young shortstop of the Mets, Kevin Baez. See the second baseman, Bogart, get out of the way.
Very close. Andy Jackson's second RBI of the year, and here is Dykstra takes a breaking ball. High for ball one. Bonilla is way up at third. Dykstra never bunts. There's the third baseman. High in the air, down the line. Murray can't find it. Nobody can. Here comes the right fielder, Burnett, and the second baseman caught it. Second baseman Bogart finally caught it. Murray couldn't find the ball. And finally, Bogart went back and got it. 2 down.
Well, that's a fine play by Bogart. You can see as Murray loses it, does not know where it got. In came the right fielder, Burnett, and Bogart reaches out and makes an excellent play. That's a long run for both those young players. Bogart has no idea where the fence is, and he runs right into his teammate Burnett, but still holds on to the ball.
Duncan, the batter, he doubled his first time up. Breaking ball misses. Phillies with a run in the inning. Probably unearned at this point. Duncan fouls it back.
Seems like the Mets are playing with a little bit of renewed enthusiasm tonight. Maybe that little meeting by Dallas Green made him think a little bit. Look in the mirror.
It's got to be a pretty big mirror. Fouled off.
Well, sometimes when somebody checks, gives you a little pep talk about your manhood, you got to rethink a little bit, look in the mirror and see if you're really doing the job you think you're doing. There's Dallas Green. If anybody can make you think about what you're doing as a job, this guy can.
He probably will have a massive house cleaning this year.
They don't call him Hoover for short for nothing.
Breaking ball, and he gets it over, says Jerry Crawford. Duncan can't believe it. That's the first strikeout in the game. Phillies pick up a run in the inning on a hit, 1 error. Nobody left. 4-1 New York.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness. With a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons. You want it, they got it. If they don't have it, you don't need it.
Isn't that candy that pulls apart like that?
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and food mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
The Phillies will be loaded for bear when they play Sandberg and the Cubs Monday, September 6th at 7:05. And Tuesday through Thursday, September 7th, 8th, and 9th, all at 7:35. Then they'll try to send the Astros into space Friday, September 10th at 7:35. Saturday the 11th at 7:05. And Sunday the 12th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free backpack. Call 463-1000.
And back here at the vet with Gary Maddox. A little bit of a shaky game for the Phillies so far after that big emotional game last night.
Well, you know, you have to get your emotions under control. They'll come back and try and battle back and win this one. But it's, you know, they're not going to win every ball game. You know, 5 in a row is pretty good. If you're going to win 5 and lose 1, I think you're going to make out pretty good in the long run. You're going to have those days.
Once again, we were holding Danny Jackson up.
What does he carry? Got an RBI.
Incurring the wrath of Jerry Crawford, who just turned around and stared. Here's Jeremy Burnett. Some guys just get out there and are ready to go quicker than others.
Yeah, you know, I agree. I can understand that. When I used to play, I wanted everything to be going out there. Oh, there's Jerry Crawford has a birthday.
Yesterday, yeah.
He's older than I am.
46, Jerry Crawford. I think Jerry went to Haverford High.
Yeah, and plus he's, what, about 6 years younger than me.
Nice play, Eisenreich. Neds hit that right on the nose. And Eisenreich continues to sparkle defensively.
Well, I tell you what was amazing about that is that this is a left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher, and he's playing him just right. The guy hooks the ball in the corner, and there's Eisenreich. Somebody's been studying those charts. No fair. That'll help you. It's cheating.
Baez, the batter. Shortstop had made that fine play on Jackson. He smokes one towards the hole. This is trouble. He'll go to the wall. And Baez is going to have a stand-up double. Jackson's making a lot of high pitches out over the plate, and he's getting hurt on them.
Jackson's facing a lot of guys he doesn't know. Plus, again, we talk about a guy coming off of an injury. Baez not trying to do too much, just lines that ball into the right center field gap.
That's the third double of the game for New York. They have 6 hits. Pitcher Bobby Jones hit a hard one-hopper to Mariano Duncan. His first major league at bat. First pitch he saw, he fouled off into the Phillies dugout and scattered him. Mike Williams starting to throw. High ball one.
It's tough playing this game when you're 100%, but it's almost impossible when you have an injury and you're trying to play around it, or play through it. That's the hardest thing in the world to do. Generally, the doctors let you go out there as long as you can't further injure yourself, but it's really difficult to play through an injury.
Jackson's last outing, July the 31st. He missed one turn. Jose De Leon took that one for him down in Florida. One ball, one strike to Jones. Foul tip held on to by Dalton. Two balls and two strikes to the pitcher. Fly ball right field, shallow. Eisenreich right there. Coast in a few steps, 2 outs. Happy anniversary to Dot and Lon Siegel. And happy birthday to Ted Zylak, 49th.
Of Aaron Siegel. Is that Aaron from across the street? I mean, part of Spectacle?
I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure. So rather than say that, well, if it is if they are the parents of Aaron Siegel,
they probably don't want anybody to know it.
Yeah. Oh, you see, he's a good guy. And the 49th birthday to Ted Zylak. He's Prism's assistant chief of engineering. Brian Thompson, the batter, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded twice to the shortstop Stocker. First pitch to Thompson. Over for a strike. Mets scored 3 runs with 2 outs in the third, all of them unearned. They have 2 outs here and a runner in scoring position in the 4th. The runner Kevin Baez at second base. 4-1, New York leads it. Foul, third base side.
I think she has a chew. The woman had a chew in her mouth.
That guy took that ball right away from her, too.
She spit tobacco on him.
Check swing foul. Cal Screen showing a lot of confidence in Baez as he started him again at shortstop tonight. He made the critical error in the 9th inning last night, allowed the tying run to score.
That's what that indecision can do for you. I know he had to be thinking second base and then fired overhead.
Thompson, another foul rip down the left field line, and Milt Thompson will come out and field it.
I tell you, that indecision could definitely cost you. And it doesn't matter if you're a rookie or a veteran. A lot of people remember the ball I dropped in Los Angeles in the playoffs, and I think for no other reason than I couldn't determine whether I wanted to basket catch it or catch it up with my glove upright, and it ended up costing me a play.
I don't remember that. Broken bat ground ball to Batiste, throws out Ryan Thompson, and the Mets are out here in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Mets lead it by 3.
Now save up to $13.57 on Dodge Caravans, including air conditioning at no extra charge. So cut yourself in for great savings at the 93 model clearance now at your nearest Dodge dealer. This Dodge Spirit, America's lowest price 6-passenger car, even comes with air at no extra charge because the lid's coming off great deals during the Dodge 93 model clearance.
When you work one job, grab a quick lunch, a quicker dinner, and move on to job number 2, how you gonna spell relief? That's a big relief you can feel because Rolaids absorbs 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid to stop heartburn fast. So for millions, there's only one way to spell 100% relief. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
Darren Dalton, Madonna, Lenny Dykstra, Gina Davis, John Kruk, Rosie O'Donnell, Jim Fregosi, Tom Hanks, the Phillies, and the Peaches. The hottest teams in baseball. 2 teams in a league of their own, and only one channel's got them both, Prism. Whether it's at the vet or on the silver screen, it's the most exciting baseball action of the summer. From your baseball crazy friends at Prism, the only place to be for the summer of '93.
His name, Wenger. Jacket Day is coming up against the Cincinnati Reds on Sunday, August the 29th at 1:35. This is a really good-looking item, too. 14 and under, all you kids can get one. It's a blue pullover with a Phil's logo on the front and back, and it's compliments of Acme and Crab. Just call 463-1000. Remind you of the Chicken Master locations. Jacket Day. If you haven't seen this item yet, watch these games. We'll show it to you, and then come on out and pick one up on Sunday the 29th. Wherever the Phillies purchase that item from, it is a beauty. Kruk the batter. Deep to left field. Got a lot of room at the warning track there for the left fielder Dave Gallagher, who runs it down. The ball was hit well off the bat and then just kind of died out there, and Gallagher ran it down, 1 away.
Danny Jackson seems like every ball he gets up in the strike zone is costing him. This one got up in the strike zone to Kruk, and he just got under it a little bit, was not able to drive.
Here's Danny Jackson on this hot, humid night at Veterans Stadium. He is a very, very intense competitor. Dalton the batter.
Well, you know, I think he definitely, gave up the 3 runs, came back, shut him out in the following inning. So it takes a veteran to get things under control and try and cut your losses and still go out there and be determined to get the other team out.
And he helped himself a little bit by putting a ball in play, getting a run. Phillies trail at 4-1. We're in the 4th inning. The rookie right-hander Bobby Jones, his first major league appearance, has just thrown his 50th pitch. And that's what he's done thus far. 21 balls, 29 strikes, but he hasn't walked a batter. Throws a lot of sinkers. .12-10 this year at AAA with a 3.63 ERA. And that pitch is high. 24 games started, completed 6 of them, and had 3 shutouts. High again, and he walks him.
I tell you, it's really something to see a pitcher come up from AAA, or any young pitcher try to transfer his game from the minor leagues to where he's had some success and try and make it successful on a big league level.
He was leading the International League in wins, 12 in strikeouts, 126 when recalled by New York. Eisenreich, the batter. Jim grounded out to Murray his first time up. Murray flipping to Jones covering. Big hole on the right side. And he checks on a high pitch.
See, and there's a difference you'll find that major league hitters have over AAA or any other, is the patience up there and the discipline it takes to hit a strike, which is the key to being a good hitter.
He'll go for the lead man back to first, and the ball gets away. And did it go in the dugout? Yes, it did go in the dugout. So that'll be a throwing error on the shortstop Baez. Fielder's choice. Eisenreich will move up to second base.
Murray is
two outs.
He's a pretty smooth fielding first baseman. I think he should have just come off the bag and fielded that ball. I know he wanted to hang on, tried to hold the bag there. It didn't look like it was that wild. It was a wild throw, but he should have been able to handle it.
Well, Milt Thompson will bat. He popped up foul to the third baseman Bonilla his first time up. Give Baez, the shortstop, the error. Yeah, first baseman, as you're saying, has to really anticipate that's not a double play ball right from the start, and think about keeping that ball in front of him and not allowing a runner to move up. And Murray didn't do it.
You know, I still think he could have. The ball sailed a little bit, but I think he could have caught it.
Thompson, a little grounder up the middle, cut off by the second baseman Bogart, throws him out. Bobby Jones continues to throw a lot of ground balls. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. 4-1 Mets through 4.
Trust me, there are just some things you don't want to paint every year.
That's why Sherwin-Williams top-of-the-line Super Paint has a 20-year warranty.
And it's on sale now during the Super Sale-a-thon.
Interior and exterior Super Paint is only $16.99. Super Sale-a-thon ends August 28th. So hurry. Like I said, there are some things you don't want to paint every year.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in healthcare.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
It seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
You've seen it before. The ones who run with the herd, and the one who always seems to run alone. You don't see him often enough, though.
Pandemonium, a weirdly wonderful way to enjoy the Phillies and the Inquirer. Look in tomorrow's Inquirer for all the details to enjoy these wonderful games, plus all the Inquirer's special updated sports reporting on the Phillies. That's Pandemonium. I guess I'm supposed to say An Inquirer.
What do you mean?
The Inquirer, right? That's the way the nuns told him.
Pandemonium, isn't it?
Pandemonium. Yeah.
You said pandemonium.
Did I?
Yeah.
Let me it again. I said pandemonium. Thank you. Larry Rosen heard it right down there. Tim Bogar has doubled and flied out, 1 for 2. Bogar, Murray, and Bonilla here in the 5th inning, as this is kind of a dead game tonight. Fans are so used to all this excitement around here. Phillies are trailing 4-1, have self-destructed a little bit, and everybody's just kind of sitting around waiting for something to happen. 4-6-2 New York, 1-2-1 Phillies, as the young rookie Bobby Jones is pitching very well.
Well, I think the fans have a right to expect something. They can win that ball game last night. They got to think there's no odds insurmountable.
Right, every night you come out here, you think, now what are we going to see tonight? What a great season it's been. This ball's hit to deep left center. Dykstra going way back. It's off the wall. Bogar will stop at second. He has another double. He's doubled off the right field wall and now the left center field wall. And that's the 4th double of the game for New York.
Really, Lenny Dykstra probably made some adjustments. Say, well, I guess the guy can hit the ball that hard to the opposite field. Maybe I should cheat over there a little ways. And here's a fastball, this time down the middle, that he pulls into left center. That's a lot of ground to cover when you play as shallow as Lenny Dykstra does. Just not able to get there.
And that's going to bring Johnny Padres to the mound and get the Phillies bullpen up again. Mike Williams was up in the 4th inning. And he's up again. Birthday wishes tonight to Mary Ann Wenger. Will be 30 tomorrow. Our Prism guest in the booth. Eddie Murray, the batter. Murray is 1 for 2. Mets with another runner in scoring position, this time with nobody out. Murray fouls it away right side, now to play. And the numbers on Eddie Murray, a .278 hitter this year with 18 homers, 75 runs batted in. Popped him up. Stocker and Thompson, who wants it? Thompson's going to run Stocker off the play. 1 away, and Murray does not advance the runner.
And I don't think he had any intentions of advancing the runner. I think if you're the Mets, especially if you're a veteran on the Mets, you've got to go for yourself now and try and produce your numbers, especially if you're going to be a free agent.
And he did. And Bonilla, the batter, Bobby Bonilla, batting left-handed as he has an injured thumb. He tried to bat right-handed in the 1st inning, finally turned around left-handed and struck out. Last time up, he was safe on an error by Jackson at first, opened the door for 3 New York runs.
It's a good time to throw a bunt on him.
Well, this is the reason why guys switch hit, so they can stay away from that breaking ball coming around them.
I'm sure this is the first time this year, or this is the first game where he's batted against a left-handed pitcher from the left side. So.
Phillies had a couple guys do that the other night against Charlie Huff. Stocker and Hollins both batted right-handed against him. I'll tell you, a guy once in a while you used to see a switch hitter bat left-handed against was Randy Jones, because of that little sinker he'd throw down and in. They figured it was easier to hit him that way. See, Bonilla is an Iron Man this year. Good lead off second by Bogar. And the pitch is outside. Two balls and 1 strike on Bobby Bonilla. On deck is Gallagher. who has a perfect night with a walk and a base hit and has scored a couple runs.
Another guy that used to do that off of was John Tudor with that changeup.
Here's Jackson with 75 pitches. He is due to bat third in the fifth. Bonilla with that sore thumb. It's on his left hand. Jackson and Dalton wanted it. Jerry Crawford says outside. It's a full count.
And those are the kind of injuries, that sore thumb, that you're going to get at some point during the season. Most players will. I mean, look at Montreal left here. The Shields, he has a bad thumb. Hollins, he's now bad thumb as well. Bonilla. Ouch.
Pump back liner on one hop. The Stocker throws him out. That had to hurt. Woo. As he went out.
It had to hurt.
And Bogart remained at second base. And here's Gallagher, the batter, after we see this replay of the ball hit by Bonilla.
Danny Jackson, I mean, look at the big swing that Bonilla takes. And that ball just gets way in on him.
Gallagher playing in left field. He tried to check on a high fastball and couldn't. 0-1. Mets 4-7-2. The Phillies a run on 2 hits and an error here in the 5th inning. Bogart had a leadoff double. He's now at second base with 2 outs as Murray and Bonilla have made outs. Figured Gallagher had to be in the lineup tonight against Danny Jackson. There are the career numbers for Dave Gallagher against him.
And first base is open, but O'Brien's been a little warm here the last couple of at-bats.
How many times do you see a lineup switch at the last minute like they had one tonight, and then the players, they get in different spots? Like O'Brien was supposed to bat second. Bogart wasn't even going to play. Bogart's had a couple of doubles. Scored a run.
I mean, but the classic example has to be last night. Getting Batista in there to hit a grand slam. Talk to him.
Batted him ninth when they put him in the lineup.
I mean, when you're looking at that change right there, you're saying, geez, what a Phillies have to give up that 4-hole.
Fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gallagher. And the 2-2 outside.
I'll tell you, that game last night, I mean, for the Cardinals, that had to really be demoralizing, didn't it? Looked like the Phillies had lost. They were ahead, thinking maybe they could pick up a game, 3-0, and they ended up losing their game. The Phillies ended up winning. That's a 2-game swing.
Yeah, the way they lost their game with Martinez having to hit because they had run out of players. Here's another base hit, and the Mets will score their 5th run as Gallagher's having a big game. 5-1 New York.
And that's 2 outs. Also, he worked hard to get the first 2 outs, and then was not able to finish off Gallagher. Again, Dalton wants the ball inside. It appears to be up and over the heart of the plate.
Yeah, Jackson is. The other day when Tommy Green came back after being out for a couple of weeks, he was rusty and was wild in the strike zone. Jackson is tonight also. It doesn't look like he's hurt. It just looks like his control is not very good. He's getting hurt with a lot of bad pitches.
Well, you know, I'm sure that you cannot simulate game conditions and testing your rib or anything like that. When you get out there on the mound, that's really the first time that adrenaline is going to be flowing, and it's hard to just reach back and cut loose.
O'Brien, as Gary mentions, had a good game. He singled, doubled into. They're trying to get Danny Jackson through this inning because, as we mentioned, he's due to bat third. O'Brien pops it up, and this should end it. Baptiste and Kim makes the play in foul territory to end the inning. But New York picks up another 2-out run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-1 Mets.
Yeah, you're right, Judd. There's no beach traffic.
Easy. I went out. There's a Coke machine.
Man, I'm so hot.
You certainly are.
Hot as in sweaty.
Hey, so crank on the AC.
Air conditioning is for the weak, like yourself.
I'm sticking to the seat like yourself.
That
Please.
dog is moving faster than we are.
All you guys ever do is complain.
Your shoes are pretty.
Could someone please fan me?
No.
Coca-Cola, anyone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan, for serving a purpose in my life for the first time.
Like
You're very welcome.
Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, bring it to a place that puts its money where its mouth is. Bring it to Jiffy Lube, where millions of cars every year are covered by our pledge of satisfaction.
Everybody says they'll do the job right, but at Jiffy Lube, we guarantee it. One more reason Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
It was like a nightmare. I was scared, angry. Later I realized how lucky we were to be with Nationwide Insurance.
The robbery really devastated Don's family. Obviously, I got one of our claims people involved right away.
They were very supportive. They wrote us in advance and promised to get everything back to the way it was.
Being there and getting their life back to normal, that's what mattered most.
Nationwide is on your side.
By Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in media is Robert Legg.
The official 1993 Phillies gift and souvenir catalog. Compliments of Kellogg's is now available. Catalog features all your favorite Phillies items, including jackets, jerseys, t-shirts, caps, and much, much more. You can get the catalog free. Just call the Phillies at 463-1000. Ask for Phillies souvenir and gift catalog. Looking out into the Phillies right field bullpen, there's Bobby Thigpen. Pitched a scoreless inning last night. Wound up as the winning pitcher. Because this guy hit a grand slam home run with 2 outs. Kim Baptiste, Kevin Stocker, Danny Jackson due to bat. Nobody up in the Phillies bullpen at this point. Mike Williams has thrown a couple times. Figure Jackson might have had it for the evening. 1-1 to Baptiste, who swings and misses. Jones has done a good job tonight, mixing speeds with his sinker ball, mixing in an occasional breaking ball, not overpowering.
That was a good changeup he threw right there. Baptiste chased it high out of the strike zone.
Guy's done a good job tonight, showing what you can do changing speeds and having some movement on the ball.
Stand ahead in the count.
Baptiste hitting the ball very well against New York. Bonilla on a short hop, bobble, comes up throwing. That'll be an error on Bonilla.
Thumb's a problem or not, but watch this breaking ball. Baptiste reaches for it, which gets his momentum started towards third. But look at how it comes up, and he tries to catch it around his waist.
Well, a lot of spin on it. You can see it handcuffing. Ricky Jordan has moved out to bat for Jackson as Stocker bats. This is the 27th game that Bobby Bonilla started at third base. Started playing there on June 25th as they're trying to work in some outfielders for the future. And Howard Johnson's been hurt. Stocker with a line drive to right. That's a base hit. Oh, here come the Phillies. 2 on and nobody out. The error by Bonilla. Base hit by Stocker, and Ricky Jordan will bat.
Kevin Stocker was not going to wait and fall behind in the count. He saw the first pitch coming right down the middle, and he just put a nice swing on it. It's a base hit to right. If the Phillies really wanted Danny Jackson to stay in the game, they could have had him bunting in this situation. But I think they're happy with his pitch count, the amount of pitches he's gotten in tonight, and they're going to call it a night for Danny Jackson.
There are the numbers on Ricky, and very good numbers as a pinch hitter. Most people in the league know Ricky Jordan's a first ball fastball hitter, so you got to be crazy to give him one, especially coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. Mike Williams back up throwing again in the Phillies bullpen. He'll be the new pitcher. Jordan takes it low. Mike Williams pitched an inning here behind Tommy Green, who went 4. And Danny Jackson goes 5 tonight.
You know, I think this is really a bunting situation. I'm not saying bunt with Ricky Jordan or anything like that, but a situation where you can move the runners up and get some runs or get a run on the board. I think it's important that you score and stay kind of close. With Ricky Jordan hitting, you're going to have to hope that he gets that base hit, that big hit to keep it going.
What you hope you stay away from, too, with all the sinkers this guy's throwing, is a double play ball,
exactly,
too.
Exactly.
1 ball and 2 strikes. But Ricky Jordan can get a couple home in a hurry the way he drives the ball in the alleys. The Mets are bunching him, by the way, in the alleys, giving him the lines. They lead it 5-1.
I don't know how you play Ricky Jordan. I mean, he's such a free swinger, opens up and just lets it fly, hits it hard somewhere.
Stayed off that breaking ball, 2-2, and a nice play by the catcher O'Brien.
The thing was, he offered at it. He watched him act as if he wants to go after it, and it's way out of the strike zone. Good play by O'Brien to make the stop. You know he has to come back with a pitch like that for Ricky Jordan. If he's willing to offer something that far out of the strike zone, I mean, if you can get a little bit closer, or if you want to try and sneak it inside and jam him, which could be a mistake, but you got to think he's going to see that breaking ball again.
And he did, but it was too far outside. He didn't chase it. So the count is full now to Jordan as Jerry Crawford goes out to get the baseball from Bobby Jones. Jones is 23 years of age. He's 6'4", 210-pounder from Fresno, California.
He's from Fresno. This kind of weather doesn't bother him at all. Played 2 seasons there 1 year.
Hot out there. Got that grape country. Dick Ruffin pitched for the Phillies here for a number of years with from Fresno. And the great Tom Seaver went to Fresno State, as did Bobby Jones. And it's a tremendous college season in '91 to Jones.
Ooh.
He locked him. Strikeout for Jones, number 2. 1 out.
I mean, here's a case Ricky Jordan had to be looking break ball and just kind of went brain dead for a second. And that ball is right down the middle. That's the only thing that can happen. You got to, you know, you just have a mental block and forget what you're supposed to be doing. Right there, just locked him.
Yeah, he knew it. And Dykstra, the batter. Lenny has lined out tonight and popped up foul of the second baseman Bogar down the right field line. Mets have the infield a double play depth, playing Dykstra right up the middle. Lenny Dykstra with 106 runs. Hollins and Kruk right there in the top 5. And leading the league in walks. 3 out of the 4 are Phillies, as they lead the league easily in that category. 3 guys looking at 100 walks this year. Foul away. Dykstra really hasn't had good swings at Jones yet.
Chris, you and I talked in between innings. He's really mixing up the velocity on his pitch as well. He's running some pitches away, sinker ball. He's throwing some fastballs that are straight, that are a little bit up. So you could see how a guy like this might be able to hump up and throw the ball by a guy, get some strikeouts in his career.
Had 126 and 166 innings in AAA before he came up. tip and another strikeout.
That ball did
by O'Brien.
That ball did something funny because you see Lenny look back at it. Could have been a splitter. But watch Dykstra's reaction. Look at it go down a little bit. Now he's saying, what? If it wasn't 3 strikes, he maybe take a look at that. He got a little piece of it. Crawford said he tipped it.
Showing a split finger evidently as a changeup. But that thing really did die. And here is Duncan. 1 for 2, double and a strikeout. So the Phillies looked like they had something going here with Batiste got on by an error on Bonilla, and then Stocker followed with a base hit, but Jordan struck out as a pinch hitter. Dykstra just struck out, and the runners, there they are, Batiste and Stocker. And Duncan grounds one to Bonilla. He's going to have to go to first. It's a low throw, and it bounces away from Murray. 1-run score. Stocker's being held at third. Larry Bow almost ran out and tackled it.
Well, Stocker did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to round that bag hard, and the third base coach is supposed to stop you only at the last second. And he comes around that base. You see Bonilla, you can bet the error earlier in the inning had something to do with the fact that he backed up on that ball instead of holding his ground or coming in. It left him such a long throw that he couldn't make it.
And it's an error all the way on Bobby Bonilla. His second error of the inning. Phillies have their second run.
Eddie Murray didn't olay it. I mean, he didn't just try and get out of the way. He stayed in front of it, sacrificed his body a little bit to try and keep the ball in front. Otherwise, another run scores easily if it gets by him.
That's error number 4 in the ball game for New York. Phillies have committed 1 costly error tonight. Struck the batter. And the pitch is just outside. O'Brien framed it, held it, didn't get it. Kruk tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out, flied out. John in a little bit of a slump right now, batting at .334. Came in to play 5th in the league in hitting. Hit to deep center field. Thompson won't get it. Phillies are going to get 2 out of this. Stocker scores. Here comes Duncan. Kruk with a double. We got a brand new game. It's 5-4.
Well, Chris, last night it was an error by the shortstop that opened the floodgates for that grand slam, and tonight it's an error, the second error of the inning on Bobby Bonilla that kept the Phillies alive. And there's John Kruk delivering a base hit after the error.
He got a sinker up a little bit that time, Gary, and he tattooed it.
Yeah, I'm sure that the fact that he gave up that run was already on his mind. And then to come back like that, and you just can't afford to give up 4 outs an inning or 5 outs an inning to a team that leads the league in runs scored.
59 runs batted in for Kruk on his 25th double. For 1 with a walk. Dalton, he knocks in a run here, would take over the league lead and runs batted in. So the Phillies have struck back for 3 runs here in the 5th inning, and Jones is at 75 pitches. Nobody up in the bullpen. Dalton shot it right there as a shortstop. Baez gets to his feet, throws, got him. Another terrific play by Baez, who is playing Dalton up the middle and robbed it. But the Phillies pick up 3 runs in the inning. Here's the play, Gary.
Well, the secret way, Darren Dalton pulls it back up the middle, and I'm sure he thought he had a base hit all the way when he hit it there.
5-4 after 5.
45, even 45, even 47, $4700 phone, $47.
What'll it be, Phyllis?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I'll take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 big. Give me 29, 30. Give me 39, 40 big. Give me 49, 50. Give me 59, 60 big. Give me 69, 70. Give me 79, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
What if someone were to design a car about the size of a Ford Taurus outside, but with more room for people than Taurus or Toyota Camry inside? Someone did. What if someone were to design a car with safety features Taurus and Camry don't give you, like both driver and passenger side airbags standard, or an available integrated child safety seat? Someone did. And what if a prestigious magazine were to name this car Automobile of the Year? One of them did. Dodge Intrepid. This changes everything.
The Phillies will be loaded for bear when they play Sandberg and the Cubs Monday, September 6th at 7:05. And Tuesday through Thursday, September 7th, 8th, and 9th, all at 7:35. Then they'll try to send the Astros into space Friday, September 10th at 7:35. Saturday the 11th at 7:05. And Sunday the 12th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free backpack. Call 463-1000.
Well, this homestand concludes tomorrow afternoon as the New York Mets are here at 1:35. Eric Hillman, the big 6'10" left-hander for New York, against Kurt Schilling, coming off an overpowering performance in his last start. For tickets, call 463-1000. We'll see you out here tomorrow. It's Road Jersey Day. And the new pitcher for the Phillies, the right-hander Mike Williams, coming into game number 10. This will be his first appearance against New York this year. Last year, he was involved in a start against New York here at the Vet on July the 28th. Had a no decision in an 8-6 New York win. Well, we have a scoring change we'll talk to you about. Jeremy Burnett's the batter, and it is outside. In the Phillies inning, they're now giving Bonilla for a hit and an error on that play, on the ball that Duncan hit. So give Mariano Duncan a hit on that play, and then the throwing error by Bonilla. Fly ball center field, Dykstra there. And he puts it away. And that's going to make the runs in that inning earned, according to the announcement we just got. So Bonilla has 2 errors in the inning. One on the throw, and the one on the other one was the ground ball. On the ball hit by Duncan.
I think somebody made a mistake. Enough said, I guess.
Kevin Baez is 1 for 2 with a double.
I think Bobby Jones is going to feel he deserved a better fate than that.
And they're going to leave him in the ball game, Gary, in his first major league start. Well, yeah, they made 4 errors behind him. Guys pitched pretty well. There he is. He will bat next.
But those earned runs will go against him as well, I guess the runs are
should be unearned, but they announced them as earned in the press box. We were just repeating what they said. Ball's fouled straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Baez, with Jones waiting. It's important for Mike Williams now to come in, settle this game down. Phillies have gotten back within a run, and we're just in the 6th. Ooh. Baez draws a walk. Got the collector's corner coming up after this half inning, so stay tuned. Always an interesting subject on that show. Baez is around a bunt, takes it outside. He has grounded out and flied out thus far. Takes a look at Mike Cubbage, the third base coach. There is Baez, the runner on at first base. And Bobby Jones will try and get a bunt down here. Ryan Thompson waits. That's a good bunt. Kruk will field it. Flip to Duncan covering. Sacrifice by Jones. Moves Baez to second with 2 outs for Thompson.
Bobby Jones showing bunt early. Everybody knows he's sacrificing. Does a good job. John Kruk, 1 play, and that's the first base. The Phillies have had trouble getting the Mets out when they had 2 outs.
Here it is again. A lot of scoring in this game tonight with 2 outs. And a lot of sloppy play has contributed to it. Swing and a miss. Thompson was 0 for 3 off Danny Jackson with 3 ground balls, 2 to the shortstop Stocker and 1 to Kim Batiste at third.
I think the Phillies went into spring training thinking that they could definitely be better fundamentally, and they have definitely done that. Shore up that defense a little bit, and that's one thing the Mets are going to have to look at. I mean, sure, they're not where they want to be offensively or pitching wise, but you got to be able to make the plays, and that's the first step to turning around any type of team.
Good block by Dalton there. Good catch of the ball by Darren, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Another breaking pitch. Kevin Baez leads off second base, and Mike Williams would like Darren Dalton to go through the signs again. And it's 3-1. Danny Jackson charged with 5 runs, 2 of them earned, a walk and a strikeout in his 5 innings. He gave up 8 hits. That Ryan Thompson gets a little better as the game goes on.
Well, I think 3-1, you better be careful of this guy too.
Tell you what, he is strong if he gets his pitch. We saw him hit a home run at Port St. Lucie this year, spring training. I mean, it was a monster. But he looks like he still has a lot of trouble with the ball away from him.
Well, that was a good example. That ball was a little bit away, probably out of the strike zone, and he ends up pulling it foul down the third baseline.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounced up there. Another walk and a good block by Dalton. So they went to the 3-2 breaking ball. Walk number 2 issued by Mike Williams, and that'll bring up Tim Bogarts. Had a heck of a game.
Williams missed bad with that pitch, but he has to be able to throw a 3-2 strike. I mean, he lives by having good control and keeping the hitters off balance. He's not the type of pitcher that can rear back and challenge a guy. So it was a good call, and he has to be able to deliver that. I think in time, you know, he'll get his act together and be able to throw that for a strike.
Bogarts double to right, double to left center. And the crowd getting a little restless as he misses with that. And Mariano Duncan comes in for a word with Mike Williams.
Well, he comes in for a little rosin.
And Johnny Padres gets on the phone to the bullpen.
See Johnny on the phone there, you know someone sent Mariano in there to get that rosin.
Yeah, what you get from the dugout is that little movement with the hand. Right. Go in and talk and stall a little bit. There is Mason getting up. Trying to dodge some more 2-out trouble. The Mets have 2 on, both on walks. There's your situation. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and the Mets lead it by a run. Ooh. Oh, that is hit to deep left center, way back, and it's gone. Lost home run by Bogarts. A 3-run homer Phillies at 8-4. And what a game this guy's had. He wasn't even in the starting lineup. The original one.
2 doubles and a home run. I mean, Williams had been struggling with his breaking ball, and that's a situation where normally he would go to that breaking ball. Darren Dalton, I guess, not feeling confident in it and not wanting him to get behind. Came in with the fastball. Look at it tail back over the heart of the plate. Bogart is right on it, downstairs a little bit.
That's only his 2nd home run of the year. That's amazing. The original starting lineup, Bogart's not even in it. They change right before game time. Take Ken out because he's hurt, and Bogart has a big game. Eddie Murray, the batter. So 2 walks in the inning and a 3-run homer. Here's your ball right back at you, Tim Bogart.
Shades of the bleacher bums out in Chicago who will not accept a home run ball unless it's hit by their Cubs.
So the Phillies worked so hard to get back in this one, and now they're down by 4 again. Darren Dalton got nailed with that foul tip, and Jerry Crawford goes out in front of the plate, taking a little time, getting the ball back to Mike Williams to give Dalton some time. The umpires and catchers have a little camaraderie with that when they get smoked.
Yeah, except if you just argue the pitch before.
And then they're not real concerned. Pop foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Mike Williams comes on, thrown 25 pitches. And you see by the ball strike ratio, he has struggled. The 2 walks have scored now on Bogart's homer to left center.
I mean, there's so much pressure on a guy like Mike Williams. I mean, you come up, you're finally getting a chance to pitch in the big leagues.
And there it goes out to left field to Thompson. This should end the inning. It does, but the Mets get 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Time now to open the collector's corner. Larry Rosen has a look at a unique and inexpensive way to build your own subset.
Collecting. It's become a high-ticket obsession for some, often confusing for the novice with the glut of new products. But there are a number of ways for a very few dollars to create your own Phillies subsets. Highly affordable, the faces, stats, and histories of your favorite former Phillies, like Mike Schmidt, Greg Luzinski, and more. Reach back into Phillies history, where a 1952 card of Richie Ashburn is still affordable, as is this image of Jim Constanti, commemorating his 1950 MVP season, as well as fan favorite Johnny Callison, a White Sox rookie in 1959. He would best be remembered as the MVP of the 1964 All-Star Game. How about a unique Steve Carlton subset, representing the teams with which he ended his career? Remember Lefty as a Minnesota Twin? How about a look-see at the playing images of the Phillies Brain Trust? Here's skipper Jim Fregosi, a contemporary of third base coach Larry Boa, dugout assistant John Vukovich, and pitching coach and 1955 World Series MVP Johnny Padres. You can even find unique images of former Philly, now retiring National League President Bill White, and that classic flake-turned-broadcaster J. John Stone. Yes, the card collecting boom has priced some fans out of the market, but even today, with very few dollars and a lot of imagination, you can create your own series to be proud of.
And welcome back to Veterans Stadium. New York Mets out 8-4 in front of the Phillies, and we have had kind of a sloppily played game here tonight. And the Phillies have gotten back to 5-4, and then a couple of walks and a 3-run homer by a guy who doesn't hit home runs. Tim Bogart.
Well, all the slop and all the hitting and everything has been done pretty much by the Mets.
Yep. They've done both. Eisenreich the batter. Eisenreich, Thompson, Batiste due to bat here against the Rooker. Jones to left field, a long run, Gallagher and Thompson. It's a double for Eisenreich. Boy, is that ball carrying tonight?
It's definitely carrying, Chris. But that ball was up in the air a long time. I mean, watch Jones, how he just not trying to throw hard, just lays it out there. I don't know the routes these guys are taking, but
left fielder's ball, probably.
Yeah, he could have had that ball very easily. In fact, looked up.
Yeah, he was looking for Thompson, and Gallagher never got there, and Thompson had a long run for that.
Oh, that ball was up in the air a long time.
Eisenreich's 12th double of the year, and here's Milt Thompson. And the Phillies trying to come back again. They have been behind all night in this one. We're only in the 6th. You know what happened last night. Milt, a hard ground ball, but right at the second baseman. And Baez throws him out. Eisenreich moves to third, one away.
Jones, it appears, is saying here, I'm just going to put it up there with a little movement on it, and you tell me what you want to do with it. And that's hit on the line right there to the second baseman.
Mets are getting bullpen activity for the first time tonight. It's the right-hander Dave Tailgater. Something you don't want to be doing on the expressway, right?
That's something you want to save for football season when you're out there in the parking lot.
Batista for 2 tonight, playing for the injured Dave Hollins, who has a sore thumb. There's Eisenreich. Mets are conceding a run in the infield. Although, but looking out, Bonilla is not even with the bag. Conceding run with the middle infielders for sure, and probably with Murray at first.
Well, Bonilla has to come in. I mean, you just keep in mind how they pitched Batista last. Oops.
Off the wall. Batista's going to have to hurry, and he is out. Boy, that's a base running mistake there. You can't be out down by this many runs. Phillies got a run, but the ball came right off the wall, and Gallagher fired to second and got him. It's now 8-5, but there are 2 outs.
I was about to say that Bonilla was playing in because of the weak ground ball he hit that time, but this was a fastball up in the strike zone, a little sinker. Now this ball's in front of Batista. It's his call all the way. I don't think it's a bad play getting thrown out at second because you're trying to get in the scoring position, and that has to be a throw right on the money, which it is.
Did he tag him?
The ball got there so far before him that they don't expect you to have to dive into the guy's spikes. This is a strong throw in the second base. And Batista again trying to get in the scoring position. You can't fault that. That's a time to take a chance.
Even down by 3 runs?
Yeah, I think so. It's easy to get it one hit to score that run.
Stocker, the batter, he's had a good night. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. So it's an 8-5 game, and this one looks like it's long from over. Wes Chamberlain will come out to bat for Mike Williams if Stocker can keep it alive. Mason is still up in the Phillies bullpen.
Chris, I don't want to get into an argument with you like you did with Richie Ashburn.
See, you are such an agitator. I like to discuss these things with you and just, you know, see what your opinions are. I don't think you can get thrown out when you're down that many runs. You know, I see where you're coming from too on that. That's healthy.
Well, you have to say, hey, it's going to take a perfect throw to get me. Keeping in mind, you have to know how you got out of the box, and the play is right there in front of you to make the call. I came up with a strong play. You give him credit.
Yeah, he got a good carom off the wall too.
See, I'd have been more inclined to have somebody bunt when Ricky Jordan was up there that time. So, I mean, it's different philosophies.
Stocker hits it to Murray. Murray's going to need the help of Bobby Jones. He's there covering. And Gary Maddox, we will see you when the club gets back off the road trip. Thank you as always. Phillies get a run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. 8-5 after 6.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says New Jersey Belle on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Come on, let's get a cold one.
Our total attendance for today's game.
Oh, would you look at this beer line? I'm gonna go back.
What? Foul ball? No, I'm not.
Foul ball!
Foul ball? Foul ball? Out the way!
I got it!
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Make it 2 Bud Lights, please.
make it a Bud Light.
Hey, you got another ball?
Hello. I'm Dr. Lowenstein.
What do you want from me?
I need you to be her memory, in a sense, and fill in the missing details.
I spent my life trying to forget those missing details. Barbara Streisand, Nick Nolte, the Prince of Tides.
It's a really good-looking baseball jacket, free for kids 14 and under. Compliments of Acme and Kraft when the Phillies play the Reds Sunday, August 29th at 1:35. They'll make a racket to get this jacket. Call 463-1000.
Phillies are going to go with a double switch here now in the 7th inning. Pete Incaviglia will come into the ballgame, play left field. He will bat 9th and lead off in the 7th. And the new pitcher for the Phillies is the right-hander Roger Mason, coming into his 51st game of the year. Mason in a Phillies uniform. This will be his 17th game. He's 4-1 with a 4.56 earned run average. He's done a good job for the Phillies. He came over here with an 0-7 record with the Padres. Here's a look at the games that'll be on television. PHL 17 tomorrow, then Tuesday at Colorado on PHL 17. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock on Sports Channel. We'd like to remind you that at 8 o'clock there'll be a telethon on the ALS night that was held here at the ballpark a couple weeks ago. Larry Rosen and his staff put together a terrific program, so tune in a little early that night on Sports Channel, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and I think you'll really enjoy that program on the ALS benefit. Bobby Bonilla leads it off against Mason. Bonilla tonight is 0 for 3. He got on an error by Danny Jackson in the 3rd inning. And 3 unearned runs followed after that. And the Mets lead it by 3 at this point. Bonilla swings and misses at a breaking ball. We welcome Jay Johnstone back with us.
Well, howdy, partner.
It's been a little wild since you left here.
Yes, a little fireworks and big shot. Big 3-run homer, too, by Bogart. Wow.
That really hurt. Bonilla fouls it away, left side out of play. Bobby Bonilla followed by Dave Gallagher and Charlie O'Brien here in the 7th. Bonilla battling that bad thumb.
At least he gets to see it from a right-hander's point of view now.
Yeah, he wound up batting left-handed against Danny Jackson 3 times.
You can see that big sponge piece of rubber that he has on his thumb help cushion the impact when the ball hits the bat. A lot of hitters, when they have a bone bruise or a sore thumb, will do that.
Mets continue to warm an arm up in the bullpen, so that could be it for Jones. Tailgater was up earlier. Here is Bobby Jones in his first major league appearance and has an 8-5 lead.
Pitching very well, we might add, too.
And there is Tailgater throwing. Bonilla swinging and a miss. Struck him out. Mason strikes out the first batter he faces. 1 out here in the 7th.
Good pitch by Mason. Dalton sets up outside. The pitch is a little bit up in the strike zone, but Bonilla underneath it. It's like he's still hampered a great deal by that sore thumb.
Gallagher's had a big game, 2 for 2. A run batted in, a walk, and 3 runs scored. He'll be followed by the catcher Charlie O'Brien. It was about as close to home plate as I've ever seen an on-deck batter. Fly ball to left field, and Incaviglia is right there, and he squeezes it. 2 up and 2 down in the 7th. O'Brien 2 for 3 with a 2-run double. 8 runs, 9 hits, and 4 errors. New York 5-7 and 1 costly error for the Phillies tonight. O'Brien checks on a slider. Jeremy Burnett's the on-deck batter. Left-handed hitter as Fergosi and John Vukovic look on. Two-0.
Normally when the Mets make 4 errors, they're on the losing end of a game, but tonight the Phillies have made 1 error, but it was a costly error. And of course, a 3-run home run by Bogar helped New York, but the Mets on the year have 109 errors. They are 11th in the National League with the most errors.
Three and out. Jerry Crawford calling the balls and strikes tonight, doing his normal fine job. Strike called. One of the good umpires in this league. O'Brien didn't like that, I don't think, and Crawford kind of checking him out in a couple of World Series.
The one thing about umpire Jerry Crawford, in my opinion, Chris, he's fair. If you got a beef with him, you can tell him. He'll listen, and then after a while, he'll say, "Okay, that's enough." Or sometimes you don't get that benefit.
Strike 2. Shot. Baptiste grabs it on the line. Nice play, Baptiste. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 7th inning stretch coming up. New York 8, Phillies 5.
When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's called taking your lumps. Cash 5. All the cash all at once. When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, we'll give you all the cash all at once in one lump sum. All you have to do is pick it up. Cash 5. All the cash all at once.
Can Texaco System 3 gasolines help make a difference in performance?
System 3 performs in a car the way I perform in a car.
With System 3, anybody can perform like Mario Andretti, but not in my county.
Every grade of Texaco System 3 performs in cars both new and old.
They do? Well, no wonder we're getting the horsepower we should be getting. Isn't that right, Auntie?
Count on System 3 for performance in your car.
Dad, can you drive like Mario Andretti?
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeer with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. What is the recommended daily allowance for fat? Women should limit their fat intake to less than 53 grams per day, and men should try to eat less than 73 grams of fat per day. A helpful guideline is to keep fat at no more than 30% of your total calories.
Well, the Mets have a new pitcher, Dave Tailgater, and Blairstown loves their neighbor. There's number 38, Dave Tailgater. Tailgater, 6'3", 212. He's 26 years old. He was recalled from North Fork for a second time this season on August 4th. He was also up with the Mets on June 11th, and he stayed till July 28th before they sent him out. Leading off for the Phillies will be Pete Incaviglia as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mets leading 8-5.
And here's Tailgater, the pitcher, pitching to Pete Incaviglia. Tailgater was recalled from Norfolk for the second time this season on August the 4th. He was with the Mets from June into July at one point. And he comes on and tries to helped Bobby Jones pick up his first major league win. In Cavilla in the double switch in the 9-hole now.
Another big right-hander. 6'3", 215.
This guy throws a lot harder than Jones does. You can see by that whistling fastball. Jay gave his height and weight. He's 26 years of age from Middletown, New York. Last year at Tidewater, 6-14 in 28 games. Cavilla grounds one to second. And Bogart throws him out, one away.
Tailgater, fastball, curve slider, or actually split finger pitch. He throws a lot of strikes. He's around the plate, and usually when a pitcher is around the plate, hitters like to hit off pitchers like that because you know that you're going to get something to hit. You don't have to worry about his wildness.
Lenny Dykstra for 3 tonight. All of them coming off Jones as starter. Mariano Duncan on deck. 1 out, nobody on base in the 7th inning. New York 8 and the Phillies 5. Phillies, who walk so much, have only been able to draw 1 walk tonight. And that's always a big part of their offensive attack. Dykstra fouls it away.
Well, that was the most impressive thing about Jones is the fact that he does throw strikes and he's around the plate, but he has good location with his pitches. Anytime that you can keep the Phillies from getting on base by walks, you're doing a pretty good job.
There's the young right-hander, who at this point stands to win the ball game should New York go on to win it. Checks on a breaking ball. Field to third, and Steve Ripley agrees. Well, you see what happens when Lenny Dykstra gets on base. Those are amazing numbers. And tonight, he has not gotten on base, and the Phillies trail.
So what you're telling me is this is the guy that is the key to the ignition, huh?
Sure. Murray got a big hop. Tailgater covers. And 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, that's something that they drill in these young pitchers time and time again. Any ball that's hit to the right side, get your fanny off the mound and get over there. And both Jones and Tailgater show that they are quick off the mound to first base.
Runs it away from Dykstra and hit it to Murray. And Tailgater cover. And Duncan, the batter, 2 for 3 tonight. Tailgater's a quick worker. Base hit Duncan, his 3rd hit of the ball game, and Mariano had a 10-game hitting streak snapped last night. Gets started on another one tonight with 3 hits. Our next game on Prism will be on August the 23rd. Charlie Hayes will be here and his Colorado Rockies. What a weird stretch they've been in. They had a long losing streak. Now they have a winning streak. We'll have the pregame with Larry Rosen at 7. The ball game at 7:30 as the Rockies come in for the final time this year. Charlie hit a game-winning home run last night at the Astrodome.
Well, what's that statement Fergosi used to make? You're going to win 40, you're going to lose 40, and it's those 40 in between you got to scratch and fight and kick to win. No matter how good you are. That's why I said that.
1-3 is John Kruk tonight with a 2-run double. Hit to deep left center field. Thompson a long run. Gallagher at the track, and it dies at the warning track. Kruk hit it well. That's where he hit his double last time out towards the center field. Not this time. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
You waited all year. Now save on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. Save $1,300 on the full-size #1 selling Ford F-150. Clearance time is the best time to buy. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry! Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
Near the end of innocence came the beginning of manhood. The events that shaped their lives can't help but touch yours.
Under fire!
A midnight clear.
A very strange game here tonight at Veterans Stadium as the Mets lead at 8-5. We go to the 8th. Tim Bogart, the difference, not in the starting lineup. The original starting lineup penciled in when Jeff Kent couldn't go. He has 2 doubles and a 3-run homer. Dave Gallagher, a good game, and John Kruk, a 2-run double. 5 errors in the ball game, 4 committed by the Mets. Special welcome to Eric Bowder, winner of Prism's Philly Fanatic Prism Pal contest. He did that promo for a while, but he gets to spend a game with his pal, the Fanatic, and get some good seats here at the Vet. Jeremy Burnitz, the batter, takes a fastball outside from Roger Mason on in his second inning of work. Burnitz, Baez, and Tailgater due to bat. There's a young man who's the Fanatic's special pal, Eric Bowden. Pop up. Playable for Batiste off the line. 1 away. Pick up Kevin Baez. With Jeff McKnight out to bat for Tailgater and Pete Shurek up in the bullpen. Mets have 1 left-hander to use out of the pen, and there he is. Shurek pitched in the 9th inning here last night. And there is McKnight. One thing the Mets have that is a positive for them this year is their pinch hitters. But of course that could be construed as a negative because they need so many pinch hitters.
That's 2 ways to look at that one. The reason why you use pinch hitters most of the time is because you're losing.
Or your pitching's in trouble. Strike called. Baez playing shortstop again tonight, is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Fouled away, right side, and out of play. Kevin Baez out of New York City. It's jammed with a running fastball from Mason, still 1-2. Slider hit to left field, and Cavilla broke back, and then Pete comes on and makes it 2 down. And we go to the pinch hitter, Jeff McKnight, batting for Tailgater.
Baez hit this ball right on the button. Incaviglia thought it was hit a lot better than it was, but it was a breaking ball by Mason, and Baez hit it off the end of the bat, didn't quite carry as well as Incaviglia thought, but he quickly recovered and makes the catch. And Mason doing a very good job in his outing here tonight.
McKnight, the switch hitter, at 256. 12 for 42 as a pinch hitter with 3 runs batted in. The Mets this year have a total of 50 pinch hits. And they're 24 for their last 72 at 333. There are the numbers on McKnight.
50 pinch hits, huh?
50.
Wow. I was going to say that's got to put them right up in the right at the top, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. McKnight and Chico Walker lead them with 12.
Going back to the official record holder of pinch hitting, Manny Mota. 153, I believe. Of course, they had a guy here that could pinch hit pretty good with the best of them, Greg Gross.
Way up in the air and playable. And Eisenreich makes the play. Mason has another perfect inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We're going to the bottom of the 8th, and the Phillies need some runs.
Gold has long been the standard by which all investments are measured. Yet one group of precious metals has recently set its own standard. The Lexus LS, ES, and Coupe. With the highest retained value in their respective classes, they're commodities well worth securing. Whether you buy or lease at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
Just last year, John Posmato scaled the rocky slopes of Kilimanjaro, tripped through the murky waters of the Amazon, and captained a tall ship through the treacherous Strait of Magellan.
Mellon PSFS employees are giving their time to help people embark on some of the greatest adventures of their lives.
All it took was learning to read.
Mr. Carr, is there something personal in this?
I told you he was dangerous. What's it gonna take? Me in a body bag?
And anything I seem to do makes it worse.
I got a cop who wants my wife. Stay here and lock the door. Do it!
She's all alone, Mikey.
And it's time now for tonight's Rolaids Relief Break, because Rolaids spells 100% relief. In the American League, Jet Montgomery leads. He gave up a game-winning home run to Frank Thomas last night, had a blown save. Jeff Russell and Dwayne Ward trailing. Rod Beck has now taken over as the Rolaids Relief Break leader right now in the National League, passing Lee Smith, who hasn't had that many chances to save games lately. And Brian Harvey, the Phillies have sure seen enough of him this year to know how good he is. Remember, it's because Rolaids spells 100% relief. Pete Shurk, the new pitcher, game number 28 for Shurk, who's been both a starter and a reliever for Dallas Green. He has 15 starts this year, a high earned run average. Started the 9th inning last night with a walk and got the Mets in trouble. Phillies eventually winning that dramatic ball game. In the 9th inning last night, he struck out Darren Dalton. Dalton tonight's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Shurk's first pitch is over for a strike.
A lot of off-speed pitches, slow breaking ball, turn over his changeup. He'll move the fastball in and out. He'll keep you honest.
Base set Darren Dalton.
But not exactly a sparkly ERA out of the bullpen, partner. 15 earned runs in a little bit over 13 innings.
And they're not quite sure what to do with Shurk.
And Dalton, who loves to hit left-handers with pitches up in a strike zone, and that's exactly where Shurk got that pitch, and Dalton quickly lined it to right.
Jeff Ennis, a side-arming right-hander, getting up to throw. Wes Chamberlain is on deck to bat for Mason. If Eisenreich should get on, Chamberlain would represent the tying run, and we might see Ennis. Eisenreich, the pitch to Jim, is outside. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. And there's Bobby Thigpen out for the Phillies. $46,393 tickets sold here tonight for this one, as the Phillies have yet another crowd over 40, and they'll do it again tomorrow here. You see the big Saturday night crowd kind of waiting around for another miracle. Eisenreich beats at foul first base. And not a whole lot of people leave these games early this year.
No, not anymore. Well, so far, before tonight, 43,000 total. The Phillies had 2,258,897 total paid attendance, and you can just tack on a little bit over 43,000 more.
One ball, 2 strikes to Eisenreich. Oh, was that close? Pete Schurik, a big guy, 6'5", 205-pounder, born in Austin, Texas. Makes his home now in Falls Church, Virginia. 3rd round pick of the Mets in June of '87. Breaking ball, and he struck him out.
Oh, Eisenreich a little upset with himself on that one because Schurik hung that one. Watch how this high breaking ball comes right in his zone. But Jimmy, a little over anxious, pulled off and went right over the top of it.
And Chamberlain will come up and pinch hit. West a 3-run homer last night, and Dallas Green isn't going to worry whether or not he's a tying run or not. He's going to come out and probably bring Innes in, the right-hander, right away. Big D strolls to the mound and makes the wave to the bullpen for Innes. Schurik faces 2 batters here in the 8th inning. Retires one of them.
They have high hopes for this young kid, Chris. He's only 23 years old.
So here comes Jeff Innes, the right-hander, in to replace Schurik, and we'll be back right after this.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the Smart Money is on budget. Plan a great getaway by giving Budget a call. You'll get great rates on great cars. The Smart Money is on budget.
There are lots of ways to have fun at a baseball game besides the game. Now, the game. The Phillies give Colorado a Rocky Mountain Low Monday, August 23rd and Tuesday the 24th at 7:35 and Wednesday the 25th at 12:35 in a business person special. Then Cincinnati turns red Friday, August 27th at 7:35, Saturday the 28th at 7:05, and Sunday the 29th at 1:35 when kids get a baseball jacket free. Call 463-1000.
Lethal Weapon 3 follows the ball game tonight. Be sure and stay tuned for the movie with Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and Joe Pesci. Lethal Weapon 3 right after our game here tonight. And the new pitcher is the right-hander Jeff Innes, a side-wheeling right-hander who can be very, very tough on right-handed batters because of that delivery.
I'd say so. More like a sinker or slurve. Remember John Candelaria from the left side? Well, Jeff is a John Candelaria from the right side. It throws a fastball, submarine style, and a big sweeping curve, or they call it a slurve. The problem that he has had lately is that sometimes on that sweeping curveball, he gets it up and out over the plate too much. In fact, his last save was way back in May of this year against the Phillies, right here in Veterans Stadium, May 26th.
Well, here comes Chamberlain, 0 for 6 with an RBI lifetime off Innes, and Ken Batiste waits on deck. Wes Chamberlain with a 10 homers, 32 runs batted in, hit number 10 off Tanana. 3-run shot last night, finds Darren Dalton on at first base. 1 out here in the 8th inning in an 8-5 game led by New York. There's Dalton. See how he makes his right-handers pull off. Boy, the first movement was out of there.
Yes, he does. It's a big sweeping curveball, and you can see Chamberlain, his shoulder and everything pulling out towards the third base dugout as the ball broke away from him. Very, very hard to stay in. on a guy like Jeff Innes. Of course, there was another Philly pitcher that threw very similar to Innes, and he now broadcasts for Sports Channel, Kent Tekulve.
Teak made it tough on right-handed hitters for a lot of years. Jeff Innes, born in Decatur, Illinois, now makes his home in Jupiter, Florida. 6'1", 170-pounder. He's 30 years of age. Breaking ball misses inside. Selected by the Mets in the June 1983 free agent draft. He has spent his entire career in a New York uniform. Moves over to first. Dalton not going anywhere. Phillies down by 3 late here in the 8th. Gave him one he could reach that time, and he's pulled off it again.
You almost have to tell yourself in a situation like this, when you're down by 3 runs, you're facing a pitcher this type, you have to go the opposite way. You have to say to yourself, I got to put the bat on the ball. I can't afford to strike out in a situation like this. So let me try and wait a little bit and go the opposite way.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Coming inside on him. And missed 2 and 2.
The Chamberlain stands so far off the plate that if the sinker ball is inside, it's going to be a ball inside. So he can look for something way back. Then maybe that slugger and try and drive it the opposite way. That'll keep him from pulling out.
Kim Batiste waits on deck.
He had a better cut at that one. He stayed in a little bit longer. Again, when you got 2 strikes on you and you're down by 3, you got to try and hit the ball the other way, or at least try and drive it back up the middle.
Broken bat to short. Could be 2. No, yes. Oh, it looked like he beat the play at first because he called him out. But it's a double play. 6-4-3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Through 8. 8-5.
In a game rich with traditions, Sherwin-Williams has created one of its own by preserving and protecting the national shrines of our national pastime. This is the paint of the pros, and it's the choice of millions of fans at home. And while your town may not have a big league ballpark in it, it does have a big league paint store. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark.
Presenting the RCA 52-inch projection screen home theater. It's bigger and brighter than almost anything out there.
Sunshiny day.
For the ultimate in home entertainment, see the new RCA home theater TVs at all Boscov stores.
Here's your Budweiser National League scoreboard. St. Louis leads Montreal 2-0 in the 6th behind the rookie Alan Watson. Cubs into the run in the 9th inning, win it today on Mark Grace's hit over the Giants. Atlanta picks up a full game on the Giants. That doesn't happen very often. Deion Sanders a 3-run homer. Florida over Pittsburgh in the 9th inning. Gary Sheffield's at 2. Houston trying to snap Colorado's winning streak. And San Diego, LA are later on. Let's go to the American League where Toronto beat Boston today. 5-2. Joe Carter, number 21. New York over Baltimore at Yankee Stadium. Paul Ossenmacher's first win as a Yankee. Minnesota 5, Oakland 1 in game number 1 in 12 innings. Game number 2, Oakland leads it in the 4th inning. Cleveland 7, Texas 3. There in the 8th, Carlos Baerga, number 18. Detroit over Milwaukee in the 4th. Chicago leads beat Kansas City 4-1, and later on California at Seattle. The new pitcher for the Phillies, the right-hander Bobby Thigpen, making his second appearance in the Phils uniform. Pitched a scoreless inning last night, picked up a win. And the Mets send up the top of their order Ryan Thompson, Tim Bogar, and Eddie Murray to face Thigpen. It's another reason why the Phillies got this right-hander, is they feel he could pitch several days in a row if they need him. Jammed him, popped him up near the screen. Darren Dalton has room, one away.
One thing with Bobby Thigpen in the American League is it seemed like the White Sox kind of gave up on him and kind of shuffled him around a little bit. You see his stats there from the White Sox. He had a very high ERA. Well, sometimes when you change uniforms and you get a new lease on life and you come to a team that's in first place by 8 or 9 games, you have a whole new outlook. Thigpen feels like he's been reborn again over here, as he said so in the clubhouse tonight.
What a game from Bogar. Bogar not in the original starting lineup, penciled in right before game time. And he's gained 10 points in his average, but he hit a big 3-run home run in the 6th inning. That's the difference in the ball game now, as we're at 8-5 in the 9th inning, New York leading. He also has 2 doubles and has scored 3 runs. Playing tonight because Jeff Kent has an injured side. There's another bomb. Deep center field. Back goes Dykstra. Who is this guy? That ball's in play. Look out. He's coming around third, and Covage is waving him. And the throw to the plate is going to be wide, and it's an inside-the-park home run for Bogar. What a game he's had. That ball hit off the wall, came straight back, and by the time Incaviglia could get to it, they waved Bogar around. He's got 4 hits, including 2 homers.
Well, great hustle by Bogar, but Dykstra, when he went after this ball was very close to the top of the fence. I think Lenny thought it was going to be a home run. Look how close he goes to the fence, Chris. And the ball hit about, well, you saw right there, a foot to 2 feet away, but Incaviglia had a long run to go, and you see Stocker's throw very high. By the time Incaviglia can get all the way over, as the ball started heading back towards second base, he had no play.
And it's a 9-5 game. See where Incaviglia was and how far he had to come to back up that play.
And the ball carried him towards right field, which didn't help him either.
Murray, the batter. 1 for 4. See the total bases tonight for Bogar. 2 doubles and 2 homers. He came into the game with 11 doubles and 1 homer. You never know in this wonderful sport. Tim Bogar thought he was going to spend the night on the bench. He's had the best game of his big league career.
That's right.
Murray swings and misses. 2-2. And now we hear some "Let's Go Mets" chant. Some of those people finally decided to try it. Thigpen's pitch bounces up there. It's 3-2. Tim Bogar.
I wonder if Tim Bogar will play tomorrow.
He might play tomorrow, no matter who wants to play.
Might play for a while. He keeps hitting the ball that way.
Grounded to Kruk, who retires Murray. 2 outs. Bogar was selected by the Mets in the 9th round of the June 1987 draft. Resides in Kankakee, Illinois. Attended Eastern Illinois University. His father was a part-time scout for the Mets. There he is. And Bonilla, the batter, 0 for 4. Fly ball left field. Incaviglia over near the line. He grabs it, and the Mets are out here in the 9th inning, but they get a run on Bogarts inside the Parker. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Phils need a lot of runs.
Why will some people only use Texaco System 3 gasolines?
I'll tell you the first reason.
My dad says System 3 cleaned out his intake fees and his fuel inspector.
Second reason. Our dads keep saying get good grades. So we come here. The reasons I come here.
Every grade of Texaco System 3 performs in cars both new and old.
They do? Well, no wonder we're getting the horsepower we should be getting.
Count on System 3 for performance in your car.
Reasons I mean, where do I start?
So far this year, there have been 242 stories about a certain singer's book, 12 press conferences on the president's haircut, and 3 TV movies about the Long Island Lolita. But the media has yet to expose perhaps the most exciting event to date, the summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer. Where right now, we've got great values on every Accord, including our 10th anniversary edition, that comes fully loaded at a price that'll have the whole world talking. We admit it's no dinosaur blockbuster, but at least our savings are huge. The summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer, the smart way to go.
The other day, these guys came to me and said, Kirby, how'd you like to be in a cross-training commercial for Nike? You wear the shoes, right? We could come film your workout. So I say to them, let me get this straight. You want to make a 3-hour commercial?
It's a really good-looking baseball jacket, free for kids 14 and under. Compliments of Acme and Kraft when the Phillies play the Reds Sunday, August 29th at 1:35. They'll make a racket to get this jacket. Call 463-1000.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without express written consent of the Fightin' Phils. And we go to the 9th inning. Kim Baptiste, Kevin Stocker, Pete Incaviglia due to bat as those Mets fans in attendance are waving their pennants in the upper deck.
Well, those Fightin' Phil fans are waiting for another miracle comeback. This place is still packed.
Over 46,000 tickets sold here tonight. Baptiste is 1 for 3. He scored a run. Kim playing third tonight for the injured Dave Hollins. And he gets jammed off the glove of his shortstop, Kevin Baez. And Baptiste is on with a base hit to lead off the ninth. Dallas Green has to take off.
Baptiste got a sinker ball really in on his fifth. You saw him lift that front foot up. He tried to wait and then turn on it, but the ball really sank in right at just about, maybe 2-3 inches above his fifth, and it broke the bat, but he hit it in the right spot.
Kevin Stocker 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, and Caviglia waits, and then Dykstra, who has an 0 for tonight. A rare 0 for Lenny. Ball 1 to Kevin Stocker. There is Incaviglia batting in the 9th spot after a double switch. Strike called. Innis will throw ground ball double plays. Not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, especially the left-handed batters, but uses that sinker effectively. The left-handed hitters, or tries to. 1-1 to Stocker.
Well, that's the pitch there that he has to get over as we see Anthony Young starting to warm up in the Mets bullpen, is that slurve breaking ball into the left-hander. He can get the sinker down and away, but he's had problems with the slurve to the left-hander. He's been getting it up in the strike zone, and he's been getting hit a lot. Over a 9 ERA in the past 12 games out of the bullpen.
2 balls and 2 strikes. As you saw Anthony Young warming up, he's the guy who threw the grand slam to Kim Baptiste last night. Jeff Innis, the pitcher, and Anthony Young's miseries have been well documented over the past 2 seasons. Stocker with a real good eye. 3-2. Phillies. Heck, they've only won 39 games all year. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Kevin Stocker, trying to battle his way on. Foul ball first base side. That was too close to take. He spoiled it.
Oh, Ennis didn't get the sinker away, so he decided to come back with a sinker inside. But you're right. 2 strikes on you, and you can't be afforded to taking those pitches that are borderline.
Balls, 2 strikes. Hard ground ball, but it's right at the second baseman Bogart, and Baez to Murray, and it's a double play. There he is throwing the double play balls. He's thrown 2 of them, has Jeff Ennis, and that'll start the crowd for the exit. Stocker hit it right on the nose, but right at Bogart. I guess it's fitting that Bogart makes a play in the 9th inning because it's been his ball game.
You can see right here a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play. That gives the Mets 105 on the year.
So Pete Incaviglia will bat with 2 outs, nobody on, and the Phillies trailing by 4 here in the 9th inning. Phillies about to go down to just their 43rd defeat of the year, still keeping them 31 games over 500, 42-19 here at home. Broken bat looper right to Eddie Murray, and the New York Mets come away with a win. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left for the Phillies here in the 9th inning. Bobby Jones wins his first Major League game in his first Major League appearance. And the Mets win their 40th game of the year on August 14th. What a year they've had. And the star of this game is Tim Bogart, the second baseman of the New York Mets, who had a 4-hit game with a couple of homers. Final again, Mets 9, Phillies 5, and we'll be back with more after this.